The Hanging Gardens of Babylon are the most controversial entry on the list of the 7 wonders of the world, as there is scholarly debate over their exact nature and there is doubt as to whether they existed at all. Ancient historians depicted the Hanging Gardens as an extraordinary engineering achievement, featuring a cascading arrangement of tiered gardens filled with a diverse array of trees, shrubs and vines. Resembling a large green mountain constructed from mud bricks, the gardens were reportedly situated in the ancient city of Babylon, near present-day Hilla in Iraq. Hi, I'm Carl. Welcome to Landian TV. In today's video, we will try to unravel the mystery surrounding the Hanging Gardens by looking at both legends and archaeological evidence to establish their possible location and the person who commissioned their construction. If it sounds interesting and you want to support my work, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. The name Hanging Gardens may be a bit misleading, as it could suggest that plants were somehow suspended in pots hanging off the walls or ceilings. Although we don't know what exactly those gardens looked like, we do know that the name Hanging Gardens is derived from the Greek term kremastos, which means overhanging, and conveys the idea of trees planted on an elevated structure, such as a terrace. According to legend, the Hanging Gardens were constructed adjacent to a magnificent palace known as the Marvel of Mankind, commissioned by the Neo-Babylonian King Nebuchadnezzar II, who ruled between 605 and 562 BC. He reportedly built them for his Median wife Queen Amytis, because she missed the green hills and valleys of her homeland. This account is supported by the writings of the Babylonian priest Berossus around 290 BC, a description later quoted by Josephus, a Roman Jewish historian who lived in the 1st century AD. But that is not the only legend surrounding the Hanging Gardens. Their construction has also been attributed to Queen Semiramis, and they have been called the Hanging Gardens of Semiramis as an alternative name. Diodorus, a Greek historian from the 1st century BC, narrates the tale of Semiramis, born to noble parents, the daughter of fish goddess Derketo of Ascalon, and a mortal. Abandoned at birth, Semiramis was fed by doves until discovered by Simas, the royal shepherd. Marrying Onnes or Menones, a general under King Ninus, Semiramis became a trusted advisor to the king, leading him to great triumphs, even personally taking charge during the siege of Bactra and securing a crucial defensive point that led to the city's capture. Ninus, captivated by her, tried to compel Onnes to give her to him as a wife, first offering his own daughter Sonane in return, and eventually threatening to put out his eyes as punishment if he would not submit to his will. Out of fear of the king and out of doomed passion for his wife, Onnes fell into a kind of frenzy and madness and hanged himself. Ninus then married Semiramis. Legends aside, we don't even know where exactly the Hanging Gardens were built. No Babylonian texts mention the gardens, and no definitive archaeological evidence has been found in Babylon. Notably, there is also no mention of Nebuchadnezzar's wife Amytis in historical records. However, a political marriage to a Median or Persian would not have been unusual during that era. Although the gardens did not survive, assuming that they actually existed, 5 primary writers have left behind descriptions of Babylon detailing aspects such as the size, overall design, means of irrigation, and the purpose behind their construction. Josephus, who lived between 37 and 100 AD, quotes the Babylonian priest of Marduk, Berossus, whose writings date back to around 290 BC, making it the earliest known reference to the gardens. Berossus provides an account of Nebuchadnezzar II's reign and uniquely attributes the construction of the Hanging Gardens to this king. According to Berossus, Nebuchadnezzar erected high walls supported by stone pillars, creating an illusion of mountainous landscape by establishing a hanging paradise filled with diverse trees. This elaborate endeavor was undertaken to please the king's queen, who, having grown up in Media, had an affinity for mountainous settings. Diodorus Siculus, active around mid-1st century BC, appears to have referenced the 4th century BC writings of both Cleitarchus, a historian of Alexander the Great, and Ctesias of Cnidus. Attributing the construction to a Syrian king, Diodorus describes the garden as a square with each side approximately 4 plethra long, that is equivalent of about 120 meters or 393 feet. The tiered garden featured an upper gallery standing at 50 cubits, approximately 25 meters or about 82 feet in height, with walls of 6.7 meters or 22 feet thickness made of brick. The foundations of the tiered sections were deep enough to support the root growth of large trees, and irrigation was facilitated through the nearby Euphrates. Quintus Curtius Rufus, a Roman historian probably of the 1st century AD, notes that the gardens were situated atop a citadel, which was 20 stadia, that is at least 3,000 meters or 9,800 feet in circumference. Similar to Diodorus, he attributes the construction of the gardens to a Syrian king, emphasizing that it was prompted by the queen's yearning for her homeland. Strabo, who lived at the turn of the 1st century BC and the 1st century AD, likely based his description of the Hanging Gardens on the lost account of Onesicritus from the 4th century BC. He notes that the gardens were irrigated through the use of an Archimedes screw, drawing water from the Euphrates River. The last of classical sources believed to be independent of others is a handbook to the 7 Wonders of the World by paradoxographer Philo of Byzantium, who was active in the 4th to 5th century AD. Philo's description of the method of raising water by screw matches that of Strabo's. He praises the engineering marvel of building vast areas of deep soil, which had a tremendous mass, far above the natural grade of the surrounding land, along with the intricate irrigation methods employed. As of now, no archaeological evidence supporting the existence of hanging gardens has been uncovered in Babylon. While Nebuchadnezzar's extensive inscriptions detail many of his works, there is no explicit mention of the gardens. Nevertheless, accounts of the garden's existence persisted among later writers, some of whom were believed to have visited Babylon. On the other hand, Herodotus, describing Babylon in his histories, does not reference the Hanging Gardens, although it could be that they were not yet well known to the Greeks at the time of his visit. The possibility of evidence laying beneath the Euphrates remains unexplored due to safety concerns. The river flowed east of its current position during the time of Nebuchadnezzar II, and little is known about the western portion of Babylon, which adds to the mystery. Some scholars, such as Robert Rollinger, suggest that Berosus attributed the gardens to Nebuchadnezzar for political reasons, and may have adopted the legend from other sources. Stephanie Daly, a scholar from Oxford University, suggests that the Hanging Gardens of Babylon were, in fact, the extensively documented gardens created by the Assyrian king Sennacherib for his palace at Nineveh during his reign from 704 to 681 BC. Daly argues that over the centuries, confusion arose between the two sides, leading to the misattribution of Sennacherib's gardens to Nebuchadnezzar II and his palace in Babylon. King Sennacherib's garden was a year-round oasis of lush green in dusty summer landscape, but it was also well known for the marvelous feats of water engineering that maintained the garden. Recent archaeological excavations have uncovered remnants of an intricate aqueduct system attributed to Sennacherib by an inscription on its remains. Daly contends that these aqueducts were part of an extensive network spanning approximately 80 kilometers or 50 miles, comprising canals, dams, and aqueducts designed to transport water to Nineveh. Sennacherib called his new palace and garden a wonder for all peoples and was proud of the technologies he had employed. He mentions automatic sluice gates and the making and operation of screws to raise water in his garden. Parts of the palace were excavated by Austin Henry Layard in the mid-19th century. His citadel plan shows contours which would be consistent with Sennacherib's garden, but its position has not been confirmed. The area has been used as a military base in recent times, making it difficult to investigate further. Hopefully, archaeologists will be able to eventually resolve the mystery of the Hanging Gardens, allowing us to put the mark on the map and visit the place where this ancient marvel of engineering and architecture once stood. Thanks for watching, and until next time!